We would like to recognize Matthew Hayday, historian, author, and University of Guelph professor, as the deserving recipient of the 2020 CPF Life Membership Award in appreciation for his contributions to our organization. Congratulations, Matthew. I'm going to now read the nomination. I had to actually abbreviate it, so just so everyone knows, I'm not doing the full length one, but I will send the full one to Matthew by mail. Matthew Hayday has made a significant national contribution to the advancement of French as a second language education and civic awareness and activism in official language bilingualism. His professional research has included 2 major books, Bilingual Today, United Tomorrow, and So They Want Us to Learn French, on the history of language policy in Canada, including the contributions of key actors, in quotes, the ordinary people who mobilized on behalf of their children. Hayday has read and chronicled the entire archive of Canadian Parents for French and has interviewed most of our founding members. He shares the lived experience of Canadian Parents for French in a way that validates and motivates advocates in advancing the promise of bilingualism for our children and our country. Matthew has presented his work at numerous conferences. He has shared our CPF experiences and goals broadly and with great insight to those unfamiliar with our work, and also to us, giving his time, insight, and energy to our ongoing efforts. This always includes presentations, whether it be at the officially 50 OCAL conference last November, Canadian Parents for French National and Ontario branch conferences. Matthew Hayday knows Canadian Parents for French as well or better than we know ourselves. He is most deserving to be a distinguished life member of our organization for his insight and leadership in immortalizing our movement through his books, articles, and talks. Congratulations, Matthew. I'll now turn it over if Matthew wants to say a few words.
Thank you. And I don't know how many of you have been around with CPF long enough to recognize the little backdrop that I put up here of 2 of your older publications. The So You Want Your Child to Learn French, the first edition, which inspired the title of my second book, as well as More French, S'il vous plaît, as well. And I thought it might be fun to throw those up as a backdrop to start. It's been an interesting career engaging with CPF. You are an organization that is as old as I am, literally founded weeks after I was born. And I feel like there's been some back and forth over my life. Who would have known that the kid who won the grade 8 French award for my core French class in elementary school would have actually pursued this for so long? I wasn't a French immersion child. My parents weren't CPF members, and I wish that they were. Because they were favorable to bilingualism and yet concerned about a lot of the same myths about French immersion and the impacts it might have on your English language skills, as have repeated for years and years and generations that still need to be debunked. But I still managed to muddle through somehow with core French, and then getting a foundation in post-secondary education with French language instruction. My career has been so marked by CPF, and it's such an honor to receive this award. And it did arrive in the mail this week, so thank you so much. It was as a PhD student that I first encountered CPF and doing work on the Official Languages in Education program. And it was a small piece in that project that really sparked my interest in this group of parents, English-speaking parents, and other parents who spoke other languages, who wanted better opportunities for their children to become bilingual, that really inspired me to keep on pursuing this research, including the book that really deals with your history in a lot more detail. So They Want Us to Learn French. I could not have done the research I've done over the last 20 years, and my goodness, I can't believe it's been 20 years, without so much help from CPF members present and past, who gave of their time in interviews, dug into their basements and their garages to pull out old files and old books and old correspondence that are these gems that historians like I rely so heavily upon. And frankly, the commitment that you've displayed over the years fighting what has really been a Sisyphean battle of the same challenges over and over and over again. The same lines showing up in badly written columns in mainstream newspapers like Washington Post, that you constantly have to reply to. It has been tireless and dedicated work, and I'm so honored that you've chosen to honor me with a lifetime membership, Distinguished Life Membership Award. So thank you so much for this award. Thank you for all the work that you've done over the past 43 years. And thank you as well for the work that, frankly, you've done for Canada. Bilingualism, or official bilingualism, I would argue is something Canada needs if it's going to survive as a political project. And bilingualism has to be something that is not solely the burden of francophones speaking their second language. It needs dialogue from both sides. It needs opportunities for English speakers to learn their second language and to do so proficiently. And you have been such an important part of making that possible. So thank you for all of these things, and thank you so much for this award.